Hi guys, it's Miss Bazemore. We are going to do a math lesson. But before we start our math lesson, if you remember correctly, before spring break, we went to see Miss Heidi at the dance studio, and she was teaching us how to be a flower. What we're going to do is we're going to use our imagination. So everybody put your thinking cap on so we can use our imagination. And we're going to pretend that we're a flower that is about to go to sleep. It's getting dark. So we need to go to sleep. So I'm going to wrap my arms around me and I'm going to get sleepy and I'm going to start shrinking down and getting shorter and shorter. So here I go. I'm going to disappear for a minute. So let's get started. I'm getting shorter. I'm going to sleep. So I'm getting shorter and shorter and shorter. Miss Bazemore has reached the ground. So I am as short as I can get. So now the sun is coming up and because the sun is coming up and it's time to get up, we're going to start rising. So the flower's going to start growing. It's going to start growing taller and taller and taller and taller. I want you to get so tall. I want you to stand on your tippy toes. I want you to put your finger up and reach for the skies. Reach really high and be that tall, proud flower. Great job, guys. Great job using your imagination. Now that we've gotten started with that, before we get started with our math lesson, you heard Miss Bazemore say shorter and taller. We're going to talk about how things are shorter and taller. Well, since we are talking about plants and flowers and living things and non-living things, I want you to go outside, pause this video, go outside and go on a scavenger hunt in the backyard or the front yard, or you can just look for things around your house that we are going to measure. We are going to measure things. We are going to see if things are taller or shorter than each other. Miss Bazemore went on her scavenger hunt before she did her video. And outside, she found a stick. We're going to use a stick. I also found a leaf that I'm going to use. I also pulled up some of the grass. If mommy and daddy will let you pull up some of the grass, I got a little piece of grass that I also found some a bark that fell off the tree. Bark, a bark is the skin that falls off of the tree. So I found bark. I also found a little baby pine cone. I didn't have any big ones, but I found a little one in the backyard. It's very tiny. And those are some of the things that I'm going to um, use to measure. So those are some of the outside things, the living things that I'm going to use to measure with things that I found in my house. So some of the things that I found in my house, I have a can of puffs, or you can go get a can of chips or whatever you have. I also have a brush that we're going to use. We're also going to use a fork that I just found in the kitchen. Miss Bazemore also found a little book, one of Kenzie's book that we're going to use. And I also found a little shape, a little cardboard shape that I'm going to use. Boys and girls, we are going to start comparing and contrasting. That means we are going to see which object is taller, what object is shorter. I want to go ahead and start off with the grass. I have the piece of grass here, and we're going to measure it with the brush. I'm going to put the grass right. I'm going to line it up straight, and I am going to hold it up so that you can see. I'm going to try to move my fingers and hold it up so that you can see the piece of grass and the brush. Which one do you think is taller? Is the grass taller or is the grass shorter? Is the grass taller than the brush or is the grass shorter than the brush? Or is the brush shorter than the grass or is the grass or is the brush taller than the grass? What do you think? Do you think the grass is taller or shorter? Let's look at it carefully. I'll give you a minute. Look from top to bottom. It looks like here's the brush and here's the grass. It looks like the grass is taller. The grass is taller than the brush. All right, let's get our new item that we're going to measure. The next item I want to measure is I want to measure the little pine cone that I found. See the little pine cone? We're going to take the little pine cone and we are going to see put it right next to the cardboard diamond shape that we found, and we're going to try to line it up as best as possible. So which one do you think is taller, guys? Last time the grass was taller than the brush. This time, what do you think is taller? The diamond shape or the pine cone? The diamond shape or the pine cone? I say, looking at it carefully, I'm going to say that the pine cone is shorter than the diamond. So the diamond shape is taller than the pine cone. Taller than the pine cone. Boys and girls, you don't have to use the objects that Miss Bazemore is using. You can measure anything in your house. This is just for you to watch and have fun and guess with Miss Bazemore. The next object I want to measure is the bark from the tree and the book. We're going to put it right next to each other, and we're going to see which one is taller. Which one is taller? Which one do you think is taller? The bark from the tree? Or do you think the book is taller? Or if you want to say it the other way, you can say, which one is shorter? Is the book shorter or is the bark shorter? Right now, I see that the bark is taller than the book, and the book is shorter than the bark. But we'll just stick with taller for right now. Right now, I want to know which one is taller. That's right. The bark is taller than the book. Good job, boys and girls. All right, my next object that I have two more objects that I want to do with you. Then I want you to go and I want you to find things and I want you to do a math lesson measuring things that are taller and shorter with your mommy, your daddy, or your sister, or your brother, and have lots of fun with it. My next item that I want to measure is I want to take the can of puffs and I want to take the stick and I want to measure and see what is taller. Which one is taller? Is the stick taller or is the can of puff taller? Here's my stick. Here's my can of puff. I'm lining them straight up to see. And which one is taller? Let's see, boys and girls. Which one do you think is taller? That's right. The stick is taller than the can of puffs. Great job. Keep working. Give yourself a kiss on the brain. You're doing a wonderful job. Awesome job. I have one more for you. One more object that we did not do yet. Our leaf. And I'm just going to go get my fork from the kitchen. And I'm going to take the leaf and the fork and I'm going to measure to see if the leaf is taller or the fork is taller. So I'm going to put it right here. And I'm going to hold it up just like that so you can see. Let's see. We're looking at it carefully. We're looking to see. Maybe I'll put it on top of the leaf just like that. We'll start at the bottom and then we'll put it right on top. And if we start where we say, boys and girls, let's look at it carefully. Is it taller than the fork? Is it shorter than the fork, the leaf? Or are they the same size? Look at it very carefully and let me know what you think. Is the leaf taller? Is it shorter? Or is it the same size? Boys and girls, the same length. I'm sorry. Is it the same length? Boys and girls, it is the same length. The leaf is the same length as the fork. Great job, boys and girls. I hope you had fun doing this lesson. I'll see you again later. Have a great day.